morning to the Honorable Ministers of the Council, members of the media, radio listeners via St. Martin Gov Radio 107.9 FM, respective radio stations island-wide, Tel TV Plus Channel 15, and online viewers. I'm Rolika Roach, and welcome to the live Council of Ministers press briefing for today, Wednesday, November 20th, 2024. At this time, I would like to invite the Honorable Minister of Finance, Marinka Gums, to address you. Minister Gums, you have the floor.
Thank you, Rolika, fellow colleague ministers, members of the press, and to the people of St. Martin, good morning and blessed day to all. I want to take this opportunity to provide you with important updates on several key matters. Budget 2025. The Budget 2025 was submitted to the Council of Advice earlier this month for review. Once the Council completes its evaluation and sends it back to us, we will make any necessary adjustments quickly and submit it to Parliament for approval. Financial Literacy Month. November is proclaimed Financial Literacy Month, and I'm happy to report that we held 5 free workshops, all of which were held and well attended. I had the chance to attend more sessions and receive valuable feedback from participation. I believe that financial education is essential, so I plan to organize similar workshops throughout the year, not just during Financial Literacy Month. In the coming weeks, I'll also be visiting schools in collaboration with the library to promote financial literacy among students. Unfortunately, the National Youth Pitch and Youth Biz Expo had to be canceled due to limited participation from schools and limited registrations. However, we intend to work with the Ministry of Education to plan a new event specifically for young students. Tax reform and revenue increase. During recent parliamentary meetings, I received various questions on tax reform. I've met with the tax reform work group at the beginning of November to review their progress and provide guidance on the government's direction for tax reform. I am committed to keeping Parliament and the public informed as we advance in this critical area. The first step in the reform is to remove outdated taxes that are no longer in use, such as the land tax, inheritance tax, and e-zone legislation. For tax holidays, instead of abolishing them entirely, we are looking to simplify the process with clearer guidelines. I am awaiting for the work group's suggestions on this matter. Once received requested information, I intend to go to Parliament to provide them with a holistic approach and update and plan of approach. Increasing revenue for the country is a priority. While we hope to receive advice on the tourist tax before the end of the year, we are also focusing on room tax compliance. Based on the data received, it is clear that many are not meeting their monthly room tax obligations. This includes room tax owed by hotels and short-term rental properties listed on the various online platforms. A special work group will be formed to tackle this issue and ensure proper collection. Vehicle tax. Regarding vehicle license plates, I want to confirm that we will keep the current plates and continue with the sticker system. We are, however, working to improve the online payment system for vehicle tax. In the past, there were problems with delays in receiving receipts and limited payment options. For 2025, we aim to make the process smoother and more convenient. Payments for vehicle tax can begin in January 2025. Thank you for your time and attention. I remain committed to improving our country's financial systems and ensuring progress for everyone.
Thank you, Minister Gums, for your opening remarks. Minister Gums, we will allow the members of the media to pose questions once all ministers have presented. At this time, I would like to invite the Honorable Minister of Tourism, Economic Affairs, Transport and Telecommunication, Grisha Heilige Martin, to address you. Minister Heilige Martin, you have the floor.
Thank you, Relaika, and a pleasant good morning to Prime Minister, my colleague ministers, to the members of the press, and to Swaliga, Sweet Swaliga St. Martin. Before we begin, I want to acknowledge my absence over the past few weeks. It's not typical for me to go long without providing updates, and while I have not been as visible as usual, please rest assured that I've been working tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure we finish a strong year. So with that said, I'd like to dive into some updates and some exciting news I have for you today. Construction for the Swaliga market began in September. However, during the excavation phase, we encountered unexpected soil quality issues which required adjustments to the foundation design. The Ministry of Army is currently reviewing this adjustment, and once the final permitting process is complete, construction will resume. We anticipate this will happen within the next 1 or 2 weeks. Although the project has encountered several setbacks, construction will unfortunately proceed during the peak tourist season. We understand the potential impact on the vendors, and given their distance from town and the challenges of having visitors access them, we aimed to address this, and we're actively exploring solutions to provide unnecessary support to the vendors. So considering these challenges, we have broadened our approach to create a win-win solution for the vendors and the wider Phillipsburg area. We are in the process of launching a pilot project called Stop and Shop, aimed at driving tourist traffic to town and encouraging them to explore, stop, and enjoy what Phillipsburg has to offer. So this program includes incentives for tourists to spend time in town and provide a convenient transportation back to their cruise ships. So to ensure the success of Stop and Shop initiatives, we have partnered with key stakeholders who will play a pivotal role in the implementation. First, I would like to extend my gratitude to some of the tour operators for their enthusiasm and engagement in this program. Since 60% of cruise passengers participate in tour activities, their involvement is crucial. If we can encourage even 50% of these passengers to extend their visit and shop in Phillipsburg after their tours, it will be a significant boost to the local businesses as well. So in collaboration with the Ministry of Rami, we are exploring the possibilities of creating a lay-bay near the old administration building off the Walter Nisbet Road. This idea, currently under discussion, would help reduce traffic congestion in town by providing a dedicated space for the bus to drop off passengers efficiently. The plan includes encouraging tour operators to communicate the shopping incentive to tourists at the end of their tours, accompanied by a complimentary ride back to the cruise ship. So participating retail stores will also play a key role by offering exclusive in-store discounts and promotions. These stores will provide vouchers or tokens for free return rides redeemable through participating taxis and ferry services. So the tourist has a choice to decide if they want to go back with a taxi or a ferry. This added convenience ensures that visitors can shop stress-free and enjoy their time in Phillipsburg. The Stop and Shop program, as a pilot project, will be monitored bi-weekly, and if successful, we plan to develop a dedicated bus terminal to support this on the long-term needs of this project. Combined with the lay-bay, this terminal will streamline bus parking and improve tourist flow for Phillipsburg, benefiting market vendors, which means that they'll stop right by them, and a wider community. So by enhancing convenience and appeal, this initiative aims to boost our local economy. Next topic is, while we're on that topic of town, I need to address a serious issue. Over 6 months ago, I expressed concerns that Phillipsburg was beginning to resemble a ghetto. And unfortunately, the situation has worsened. I've been bombarded with countless texts, photos, and calls about the blatant disregard for the cleanliness, especially on the boardwalk, which has become overwhelmed with waste by concerned citizens, and waste overwhelmed with by the citizens and the businesses in town. I want the community to understand that keeping town clean is solely not the responsibility of government or the garbage collection services. Businesses and the community at large must also play a collaborative role. With this in mind, and in partnership again with the Minister of Rami, we are urgently addressing these issues. Key solutions include improving communication between the businesses and the garbage company, enforcing forced garbage collection schedule and clear signage, introducing penalties for non-compliance and incentives for keeping the area clean, purchase of additional garbage bins, upgrading waste management infrastructure and launching public awareness campaigns, and exploring the third-party monitoring to ensure accountability. Again, I want to reiterate that this requires a cooperation of all stakeholders. However, let me be clear. If these efforts do not succeed, penalties will be enforced. Keeping our town clean is a shared responsibility, one we must take seriously. Matter of fact, keeping the entire island clean should be a shared responsibility. Digital entry card. As you know, the pilot phase of the digital entry card launched over a month ago. This phase is critical for testing, identifying challenges, and refining the system to ensure a smooth rollout. Some of the key challenges we encountered included local travelers, that many local travelers are not accustomed to spending extended periods in line. Initially, this project placed everyone in a single line, resulting a longer than expected wait time for residents. After consulting with stakeholders, we decided that residents will temporarily bypass the digital entry form and continue using the traditional process until this issue is resolved. With airline miscommunication, some airlines mistakenly informed passengers that completing the form was mandatory, even to the point of denying boarding. This issue was immediately addressed through the notice of IATA, and the change was made in thematic. I'm clarifying that the form is optional during this pilot phase. QR code issues. The QR code were either not showing up at all or were ending up in people's junk mail. So the glitch is also being addressed and it will be fixed soon. So the key takeaways here is that visitors are encouraged but not required to complete the form online, as it helps streamline the process upon arrival. The residents are not obligated at this time to use the digital form, and the system is being updated with an improved version expected soon. We, TIAT, Justice, and Princess Juliana International Airport remain committed in refining this initiative, guided by feedback from travelers, airlines, and stakeholders. Despite initial challenges, we are confident that this system will ultimately enhance the travel experience and serve St. Martin well. Finally, on a higher note, positive note, the holiday season is upon us, and as we near the end of 2024, the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season, the Ministry of TIAT, in collaboration with key partners, is excited to officially usher in the festive season with a special event. On Friday, November 29, we invite everyone to join us for Twilight in Town, a Christmas parade and lighting ceremony in Phillipsburg. Twilight in Town will feature a magical parade starting at the head of town, ending at Captain Hodge Wharf. Along the route, children will enjoy Christmas treats and fun light-up trinkets handed out to add a festive spirit. At the end of the parade, there will be a special surprise guest to delight the little ones, followed by a grand unveiling of the Christmas lights on the Captain Hodge Wharf, complemented also by a festive Christmas music, additional treats being handed out, marking the official kickoff for Christmas. But the festivities don't stop there. From December 20th to December 22nd, Phillipsburg will transform into a holiday market with our local vendors showcasing unique handmade festive goods during the festive Phillipsburg is magical. Under that theme, Phillipsburg is magical. This is a perfect opportunity to support local businesses while enjoying the holiday atmosphere. Finally, to close out the season in style, join us on December 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, the 2 days just before Christmas, for an ultimate shopping experience in Phillipsburg, complete with Christmas music, live entertainment, extended shopping hours. These final days will ensure you have everything you need to celebrate the holidays in true St. Martin fashion. This year, we've made it a priority to extend the festive spirit from St. Martin's Day through the holiday season, lighting up key areas across the island, including Phillipsburg, the Boardwalk, and Simpson Bay. This effort, in collaboration with Funtopia, Extratite, and a local foundation, aims to create an enchanting environment that revitalizes our capital and boosts the visibility of the MSMEs. I encourage everyone from businesses to residents to join in the holiday cheer, decorate your homes, which I haven't done yet. I'm going to be doing that hopefully this weekend. Yes, we have to start doing that. Businesses and surroundings. So let's light up St. Martin together and make the holiday season truly unforgettable. Together we can make 2024 festivities the best they've been in years. So thank you, and we look forward to celebrating with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Heilige Martin. At this time, I would like to invite the Honorable Minister of Justice and Acting Minister of Education, Culture, Youth, and Sport, Lyndon Lewis, to address you. This change does come because Minister Lewis indicated that he does have to leave. Minister Lewis, you have the floor.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, members of the press, esteemed colleagues, and fellow citizens of St. Martin. Today marks a pivotal moment as I stand before you in my final time as your Minister of Justice and Acting Minister of Education, Culture, Youth, and Sport. For the final time in this press briefing, as swearing in is tentatively known for the 26th of November. If anything else, you will know I'll be extended for a little bit more. Reflecting on my tenure, though brief, it has been a period of intense and impactful service, during which we have pursued comprehensive reforms and initiatives aimed at enhancing the efficiency and integrity of our justice system. I came with a determination to see justice for our justice workers who have long awaited the appropriate compensation for their work. I encountered a lot of inconsistency, and I am proud that we were able to push all stakeholders, which involved and accomplished over 6 batches during my tenure. Currently, batch 11 is being distributed, and I hope that batch 12, which is at the governor's office, can also be returned within this week. That can also be distributed. Batch 13 is also in the process. And furthermore, in the partnership with the Coast Guard, we have successfully finalized agreements with the CCSU to adjust and the increase of salaries of our brave officers incorporating the 3.2% indexation. This not only boosts morale, but also ensures that our security forces are rewarded with their unwavering dedication. I have ensured that the National Detective Department achieved a significant milestone as we have strengthened the foundation of our force with successfully swearing in all personnel, a gesture underscoring our commitment to accountability and duty. Another necessity has been the need for resources across all departments. Unfortunately, we face budget constraints across all ministries. However, we were able to increase our capabilities with the acquisition of 3 new service vehicles for the National Detective, ensuring our teams are equipped to respond with the efficiency that justice demands. On the front lines of public safety, significant strides have been made under my leadership to enhance operational capabilities and responsiveness of the St. Martin Police Force, known as KPSM. Recognizing a critical need, we secured funding through the capital expenditures budget to acquire additional vehicles for the police force of St. Martin. This initiative was designed to address the shortage caused by wear and tear of the existing fleet, thereby increasing the police visibility and strengthening public safety efforts across the island. I have aimed for more collaborative efforts with our French counterparts, taking decisive actions to combat crime. and provided the police force of St. Martin with the necessary mandate to address gun violence on the island. Furthermore, I have empowered KPSM by providing them with the support and manpower needed to effectively tackle the crime challenges our island faces. Our proactive engagement with the community during the disturbances in Dutch Quarter is one such example. During my tenure, we have taken a comprehensive approach to crime aimed at increased visibility, increased patrol, and the use of technology to identify hotspots. Our most important initiative, however, has been the agreement to launch phase 2 of the new prison projects with UNOPS. This project isn't just about constructing a new facility. It's about rethinking, reshaping our approach to the correction and the rehabilitation. This state-of-the-art correctional facility, aligned with the highest international standards addressing acute challenges posed by our current infrastructure. It embodies our commitment to a humane, efficient, and modern correctional environment. The overwhelmingly positive reception from all stakeholders has confirmed we are on the right path. Regarding immigration, when I assumed office, I encountered a significant backlog of cases, neglect of humanitarian concerns, and inconsistent application of policies. I prioritize improving the admissions and residence processes, especially focusing on granting residence permit to individuals born here and those who are residing on the island for many years. Additionally, I tackled emerging challenges by ensuring our immigration policies aligned with both our national security priorities and our humanitarian obligations. This focus was clearly integrated into our broader immigration policy framework. We engage in a meaningful discussion across different sectors of immigration to push these changes forward. Although our ambitious goals sometimes strained our operational capabilities, they underscored the dedication and adaptability of our Immigration and Border Protection Services staff in crafting impactful and progressive solutions. Furthermore, we strengthen our collaborative framework with Kingdom partners through the AVO, enhancing information sharing and operational coordination. This comprehensive approach to immigration aims not to only streamline procedures, but also to reaffirm our commitment to being a welcoming, secure, and just nation. As we move forward, the groundwork laid in these areas is crucial for the continued prosperity and security of St. Martin on a whole. The initiatives we have introduced serve not only our current needs, but also prepare us for future challenges and opportunities in the evolving global landscape. As I conclude my tenure, I am confident in the foundation we have built for a more just, secure, responsive justice system. The progress we have made is not just a reflection of my vision, but our collective commitment to the principles of justice and equity. I am grateful for the opportunity to have served and look forward to seeing the seeds we have planted bear fruit in the capable hands of the future. Thank you for your trust and collaboration. Let's continue to strive for our community where justice prevails, peace is cherished, and our people can thrive in the safety and dignity. I would also like to personally thank every single civil servant under my ministry for the hard work and dedication that you have done and that you have showed the people of this country that no matter what the constraints are, we will continue pushing as civil servants. I will continue as minister, acting minister of ECYS. I would also like to acknowledge the World Children's Day, which is celebrated each year on November 20th on both sides of the island. The international theme this year is For Every Child, Every Right. And our local team is Hands Are Made to Unite, Not Fight, which incorporates the right of a child to feel safe from violence of any kind. This year marks the 35th year of the adoption of the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child. The convention holds all governments around the world accountable for ensuring that all children have basic human rights such as food, shelter, access to education, and protection from violence. Children should not only be aware of those rights, but know that these rights come with responsibilities. On behalf of myself and the Ministry of Education, Culture, Youth, and Sport, I would like to congratulate all organizers who are commemorating this day with the activities Happy World Children's Day. I've just left the ceremony on the French side where the debate is hosted for the rights of a child. Furthermore, I am proud to say that under my very short tenure as at the Ministry of Education, Culture, Youth, and Sport, it has witnessed significant strides in improving educational landscapes. The ministry has demonstrated a deep commitment to addressing education issues, fostering youth empowerment, and addressing critical infrastructure needs. I am proud of the initiatives that prioritize both immediate improvements and long-term advancements for students, educators, and the wider community. From infrastructure upgrades to filling critical teaching vacancies to prioritizing of the integration of technology in learning, my colleagues and I stuck to our principles as a forward-thinking and result-driven team. Some of these accomplishments include, but are not limited to, the Department of Education negotiated with the bus operators to reach consensus on an addendum to the service level agreement, which addresses their final concerns regarding the SLA. This has resulted in the SLA being signed by almost all school bus operators. The contract of introducing the school bus fleet management system was also signed. These two milestones are significant steps towards the further improvement of the reliability and safety of the school busing service. From the Youth Department, I am pleased to provide an overview of the programs that have been successfully executed, while noting that additional accomplishments are still in progress and pending finalization or approval for disclosure. The 26th Annual Business Outreach and Placement Program 2024. This year, 117 young individuals were successfully placed through the program, which involved 46 participating entities, 31 government departments and divisions, and 15 private sector organizations. The program was highly successful and continues to serve as a critical platform for equipping youth with the skills and opportunity necessary for workplaces or the workforce, readiness, and future leadership. Youth training programs. Several impactful training sessions were conducted, including WIMS First Aid, CPR, AED training, Budget Babe Financial Literacy Workshop, Youth Summit for Scars to Stars, Youth Entrepreneur Program, Youth Forum, It Starts With Me, Peace Champions Program. Collectively, these initiatives engage 190 young participants, fostering skill development and empowerment. Division of Education Innovation, the approval of early grade reading assessment and the early grade math assessment report and the remediation plan that has shared with the stakeholders, including school boards, school managers, teachers, and parents. The report, the remediation plan, were completed earlier this year in March and presented to the minister, who reviewed the reports and approved them. The EGMA, EGRA, learning assessment has funded by the Trust Fund project. The approval of the FBE Social Studies Cycle 1 and 2 addenda. Recognition for the completion of the Emergency Repair Project, ERP1, for the school repair program for the last 13 schools for school repairs project. Staff Bureau DPE, I have officially restarted the reorganization of the public education process initiated in 2017 following a decision by the Council of Ministers. Division of Public Education, the air conditioning units for all classrooms and electrical upgrades. School repairs, approved and retiling and repainting of the Martin Luther King School and other schools alike. Staffing, approval of hiring 9 teachers to fill critical vacancies in the public schools, and approval of an additional 6 educational assistants to reinforce instruction delivery for public school students. The gym equipment, approval for the purchase of the new gym equipment for the public schools. After 4 years, the public schools will finally receive a new gym equipment, many of which were damaged after Hurricane Irma. And final, the digitalization of education. As part of my introductory remarks as Acting Minister of Education, Culture, Youth and Sports, one of my objectives for my tenure was the introduction of a comprehensive learning management system, the LMS, for all students on St. Martin. I am pleased to share with the public and the media that I was able to approve the implementing an LMS by the Division of Education, Public Education. They will also be introducing the AI-powered learning, leveraging artificial intelligence to tailor educational content and recommendations to individual students' needs, enhancing engagement and learning effectiveness. This will be rolled out in the next school year. I would also like to publicly thank all civil servants, all schools, public schools, all schools that are also partly funded by government. I would like to thank you for your hard work, your dedication, for what you have done during my tenure and for the cooperation thereof. And with that, I say thank you and have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Minister Lewis, for your opening remarks. At this time, I would like to invite the Honorable Minister of Public Health, Social Development and Labor, and the Acting Minister of Public Housing, Spatial Planning, Environment and Infrastructure, Veronica Johnson-Webster, to address you. Minister Johnson-Webster, you have the floor.
Good morning, colleagues, media representatives, and viewers. Please allow me an opportunity to address you with a statement prepared by the Ministry of ROMI as Acting Minister of ROMI in Minister Patrice Gomes's absence. First of all, we would like to thank all first responders, including fire department, police, and especially the workers of the Vromi Yard and our contractors for all their contributions in the recovery efforts with regards to the impact the heavy rains have had on our island in the last weeks. Our disaster management team, ESF3, has been activated and meet 2 times a day to coordinate all the recovery activities. First of all, we ensured that all works within the community were conducted around the clock. We guided most of the work in the evening and night hours to limit the impact on daily life of the people of St. Martin as much as possible. The activities that were taken so far were to ensure the main roads were clear of debris, to first of all address any issue that could cause dangerous scenarios, to ensure the pond levels were addressed swiftly, both in a proactive and responsive manner. Proactive examples were to ensure our storm water pump was active and constantly monitored since the previous week. This has proven to be valuable as the salt pond had additional capacity to store the excess rainwater. Since last week, we also had 2 malfunctions that were immediately detected and repaired by our VROMI professionals. This limited the downtime and ensured continuation of this operation. The next priority was to address the large potholes on the main roads, which have a negative influence on the free flow of traffic. Last night, 3 of the major main roads were addressed, and those namely the Walter Nisbet Road, 80 Illich Road, and L.B. Scott Road. This work will continue in the following days. We have encountered several landslides in the Valley Estate Ebenezer area, which have also affected the storm water trenches in the area. Though this has occurred on private property, the ministry has conducted a site survey together with an independent geotechnical engineer. The next steps will involve contacting the property owners to help them identify alternative solutions to address these issues. The ministry thanks the public for their patience and collaboration in this regard. Thank you. I will move on now to the my prepared statement for VSA. I would like to start today with an update of the results of the evaluation of the job fair, which took place in early October. We had over 750 vacancies from 42 companies represented at the job fair. We had approximately 500 job seekers who showed up, and 222 of them filled in the feedback forms. 87 job seekers were offered jobs on the spot. Most employers indicated that they were satisfied with the applicants. However, there were still some applicants who were disappointed because there were still some employers who were disappointed with applicants because they were either ill-prepared for the interviews or were not as professional as expected, for example, in their choice of attire. The ministry will release more details of the evaluation soon. The job fair has been deemed a success, and the ministry hopes to continue the trainings offered in the various neighborhoods to enhance the employability of the job seekers. As today is most likely my last press briefing as minister in the Marcelina Cabinet 1, I would like to thank everyone for the cooperation during my tenure. Looking back, I can say that this period started out rough. From the day it was announced that I was chosen to be minister, and the culmination of many harsh social media reports questioning my capabilities and then justifying why I should have not been the person chosen for this esteemed function. However, I persevered. I tried to meet with all civil servants in the ministry, as many stakeholders as I could in the short time, and attended most or almost all of the department's events to get a sound understanding of the work that was ahead. Having been a civil servant for 18 years and with a degree in public administration, I take pride in having functioned based on policy development using existing research and laws. This was an approach based on political management sciences. It was a period marred with budget cuts and understaffing, but my highlights were securing funding for mental health development, not only for a building, but also for the necessary knowledge upgrade of the institutions. The work, secondly, the work that was done on general health insurance. I know that there are some questions today. Unfortunately, during our presentation last week, I did ask everyone present to come with their questions so that we could address them, because we have answers to a lot of what was mentioned in the newspaper today, and the ministry will prepare a statement, but it would be too long to handle here at this time. Thirdly, the many projects for the community led by the Community Development, Family and Humanitarian Affairs. And one session that stood out for me was the grief session. I encourage the community to make use of the help desk and to come out to the various events. They are free events. The events are focused on a different topic each time, and the departments have at least 2 per month I have seen during my tenure, and they're very informative, and I encourage the people to look out for those sessions and to come out. Fourthly, the work done by the Labor Affairs and Social Affairs departments, both departments which are severely understaffed and have to deal with growing needs of the public, but were still able to pull off the job fair, for instance, this year, and also the employability courses. The various outreach and preventative activities for the community from the collective prevention services, also who prepare sessions for the public in the evenings, also sessions that could be better attended. And I encourage, again, the public to come out to those sessions of the ministry. And lastly, for me to mention here, the inspection department, who during the energy crisis stepped up their activities to ensure that our foods in restaurants and supermarkets was still safe. There are many more projects. I will make a statement at the end highlighting more of the work that I have done during my tenure. I would just like to mention, that early on in my tenure, 17 days after starting, we were faced with the fall of government, which interrupted our work in the ministry despite efforts to mitigate the impact and continue the work while still making time for campaigning again. As a member of the clergy mentioned at an event last weekend, we have been stuck in the politicking mode, trying to maintain our positions without having a chance to move to governing this country. I am hoping that with the latest election results and the newly formed government, we can go over to a period of governance now. I will do my part while serving the Parliament of St. Martin. I thank you all for your support. I thank our Secretary General and all civil servants in our ministry. And I thank you all, the civil servants, I thank you all for your kind words in these days. I would like to wish the incoming cabinet much success. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Johnson-Webster, for your opening remarks. If you've just joined us, you are watching the live Council of Ministers press briefing for today, Wednesday, November 20th, 2024. We now move on to the question and answer session. However, I would like to inform the Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Luc Marcelina, is present. However, will not be making any opening statements. And the Honorable Minister of Justice, Lyndon Lewis, had to depart the press briefing prematurely due to an emergency. I would now like to open the floor, and Bibi Hot Shah of SMN News, you have the floor.
Good morning, Relaika. Good morning, colleagues. Good morning, ministers. My first question, I'll start with the last, the Warneman, Ms. Jansen. Can you? Minister, St. Martin is in a crisis with flooding, a crisis with roads that are backed up every corner, potholes all over. Minister of Romy on vacation. What plans does the minister have to alleviate the traffic situation at the moment, especially because of all these potholes that we're having? And what exactly does he have in place to address the flooding? Because this rain is not over. And can you tell me if the pumps are working? Information that I've received, these pumps are not working for over 2 years. Are they working today?
Okay. The minister is out of office currently, and he has asked me if we can direct all questions to the cabinet, and they will answer. What I can tell you is what I just read up in the statement, that the pump is working. That's the pump at the salt pond is working. What I mentioned was that it was down a couple of times, and they managed to fix it. So it is working. The other questions that you asked about the potholes, I also mentioned that the department have enacted the ESF 3, so emergency systems have been put in place, and they meet twice a day, early in the morning and the last thing in the afternoon. They have a plan and they go through it item by item, and they tick off every day what has been accomplished. One of the things that they started last night, which I also read up just now, is to fix the potholes on the main roads. And that has started. They have done 3 roads already, and they are continuing with the other roads. They have to do this work at night. Also, the grading of the debris and silt from the roads, they are also doing that in the evening hours. So I think that this morning, the population could have seen a difference already in a lot of the main roads, because the crews are working throughout the night. They are working all day, the yard, together with some contractors. They have been out there working. So we are now starting to see the difference. I think one of the things that the minister also mentioned in his last press statement was that the trenches had not been cleaned for 3 years. And when he came in, he made sure that the trenches were clean. So the situation was a lot better than how it could have been if he had not intervened when in the short time that he has been there. So we have had clean trenches, which has helped with the mitigation of the flood water. The minister also indicated in his press statement that he is going to work on a structural solution, not only with the building codes, etc. We've seen some houses impacted by with the landslides, etc. But he also mentioned with the trenching system and the drainage system of the island to structurally tackle that. And I believe that the ministry is busy putting that in place to mitigate future events like this.
Thank you, Minister. My second questions for the Prime Minister. Good morning, Prime Minister. Can you provide an update to the people of St. Martin regarding the appointment, and I'm speaking now about NVGEBE, the appointment of the management board. I know the supervisory board submitted the names of candidates of persons that to fill the positions that are available. When will government take a decision and appoint these persons? Can you also give us an update on the negotiation regarding the purchase of the 3 engines for NVGEBE and the relief that that was passed by a motion passed by Parliament during the amendment debate regarding giving the people of St. Martin relief due to the situation that has been caused by NVGEBE?
At the first place, good morning to one and all. Good morning to the representatives of the press, of the media, also the CoM and the people of St. Martin. Before I go into answering your question, Ms. Shaw, I would like to make use of this opportunity as primus inter parus, as they say, as the Prime Minister of the Council of the Ministers, to realizing that there is a tentative date for the oath, for the swearing in of the new ministers. I would like to make use of this opportunity to thank 2 ministers that are leaving the Council of Ministers. In the first place, Mrs. Veronica Jansen-Webster, and in the second place, Mr. Linde Lewis. I would like to thank both of them as being part of the Cabinet Marcelina I for their commitment, for their energy, for the work that they have put in their ministry, and especially their engagement and the good work that they have done. Once more, Minister Veronica Jansen-Webster and Minister Lewis, thank you very, very much for the good work that you have done. Coming back to your question, Mr. Sean, the first one was the
appointment of the management board.
Yes, we are busy. This week, I'm busy with actually the legal framework to make sure that the appointment is going to be correctly followed in the procurement and procedures, respecting the corporate governance that still is a part of this process, and also respecting the articles of incorporation. I have this week still a meeting with my legal advisors for us to put the dots on the I. And as of next week, we're going to start moving with crystallization of proposals for the filling in of the management positions for GEBE. Your second question, Mrs. Sean?
The discussions on the loans for the purchase of the 3 engines?
Yes, the discussion on the loans are, it's actually, you can look at it differently. It's like a protocol that has to be followed for the loans for the purchase of actually the 3 big generators that we are aiming to purchase for St. Martin. The conditions, it's not really conditions, it's more an agreement that we still have to sit and discuss with each other, but the protocol that will be followed will have as content that especially St. Martin will have to make a commitment on the energy transition for the future as the world is moving towards renewable and green energy. I think it's very logical that St. Martin also will have to have that commitment. That is one of the negotiation points of this loan. Also, there will be some environmental requirements, for example, that we make sure that we are moving forward with the energy supply of St. Martin, that we consider the impact, and especially the impact that that can have on the environment of the world and, of course, of St. Martin. We will have to have a quarterly update of the progress of purchasing, installment, etc. of the generators. We will have also to give an update on moving forward, as your first question, of the progress of appointment on managerial level for the company. We will have to review our corporate governance to make sure that we have a healthy governance of a GEBE. And of course, the time span will have to be negotiated approximately. That is what I think it will be in the span of 25, 30 years loan. And of course, the interest rate, what I think personally, but it has not been discussed yet, that the rate will be set on the interest that the Netherlands pays on the international capital markets. So it's depending what they pay, that figure will be discussed. These are some of the points that I expect that will be discussed in the protocol, in the process of the agreement on the loan to move forward GEBE.
And what about the relief that based on a motion passed in Parliament? I know you voted against that motion.
Yes, because I wanted to stay very realistic. I didn't want to be the popular politician voting towards emotion to gain only popularism for the moment, but stay realistic to the people of St. Martin, especially making sure that we can, one side, consider what we realize, the difficulties and challenges that the consumers are going through, and on the other side, also realizing the vulnerable position of the GEBE financially too, considering those two. I'm working, of course, one of the topics that we have been discussing, of course, that is very evident is the fuel clause. I have been discussing with the stakeholders that has a contribution in the formation of the fuel clause. We are busy now dealing with a third person as a committee in a committee form to see if we can use that as a center point to negotiate with all partners very seriously to come to a definitive solution to reduce the fuel clause that is part of the invoice of the electricity consumers of St. Martin. The stakeholders that we will have to sit on the table with are the 7 Cs, that is a high delivery of water for the operation of GEBE. The other one is, of course, the harbor, because we have a throughput fee that contributes also to the fuel clause, and the third party is also the SOL itself. We have government and we have GEBE itself. So actually there are 5 stakeholders. And to have a comprehensive approach, we will have to coordinate it through persons appointed to sit and negotiate with all these stakeholders in a responsible way, in a way that it's realistic for the consumer and also for the sustainability and continuity of the GEBE itself. But we are very seriously busy with what I just explained.
Prime Minister, on that same topic, when during the night of the budget debate and the amendment, the approval of the amendment, the Chair Lady of Parliament gave you 2 weeks to go back with a proper plan as to how you're going to provide relief to the people of St. Martin.
Yes.
That 2 weeks has already expired. That 2 weeks have already expired. When do you intend to go back to Parliament to provide the people as to what form of relief you are going to provide for the people through GEBE?
if you want to be serious with this issue of, for example, to mitigate the invoice amounts that we charge to the people, it's very unrealistic to think that you can realize this in 2 weeks. If you want to be serious with issues concerning the people of St. Martin, of course it's going to take more than 2 weeks once you sit and negotiate with the 5 stakeholders that I'm talking to. You have to analyze after you collect all the information, you have to do a data analysis on it, you have to come with proposal, you have to have a second round again because you have to counter proposal to the stakeholders. I cannot imagine that you have a clear-cut solution in 2 weeks the way that it has been written in the motion. So I'm very serious with what have been requested in the motion, and I'm considering the items in the motion, and I'm working very, very serious on getting solutions because I do realize that these invoices are of course, challenging for the people of St. Martin.
Thank you, Prime Minister.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Thank you, Bibi Hatshaw, members of the media. Unfortunately, this does bring us to the end of our time. Any further questions can be sent to the Minister's Cabinet in writing. Honorable Ministers of the Council, members of the media, radio listeners, and online viewers, this brings us to the end of the live Council of Ministers press briefing for today, Wednesday, November 20th, 2024. For rebroadcast, tune into stmartingov.org, St. Martin Gov Radio 107.9 FM, Tel TV Plus Channel 15, the official Facebook page of the Government of St. Martin, and YouTube channel Government of St. Martin. For video on demand, log on to the Government of St. Martin's YouTube channel. On behalf of the Department of Communication and the Government of St. Martin, I'm Rolika Roach and wishing you a pleasant day further.